Presidente Berlusconi.
Mr. Berlusconi, you arrived in politics in 1994, you left in 2011, you returned in 2012. Why have you come back?
I've come back because, just as in 1994, my country is in danger, and the danger is that the left will govern the country. We don't have a social democratic left,
radici nell'ideologia comunista.
but a left that has its roots in communist ideology. The party used to be called the Italian Communist Party.
Oggi si chiama Partito Democratico.
Then they changed the name. Nowadays it's called the Democratic Party, but the men in it are the same players.
It's not enough to evoke the spectre of the communists to win elections. Does Silvio Berlusconi have anything new to offer?
Naturalmente un programma che
We have a comprehensive program which isn't easy to explain quickly,
ma che
but which
A couple of the main points?
il cambiamento completo di rotta
Our program
rispetto
is
al
based
programma economico che è
on a
stato
complete
messo in
change of
atto
direction
dai cosiddetti
compared
tecnici che
with
sono
the
stati al
economic
governo,
program
che hanno
by
causato
the
un
so-called
disastro
technocrats
perché
who were in
in
power
13
and who
mesi
caused
hanno
a
provocato
disaster.
la caduta dei consumi, la
In
caduta
13
della
months,
produzione,
they brought about a fall in
600.000
consumption,
lavoratori in
a
più
fall in production,
disoccupati,
600,000
nei giovani la
more
disoccupazione è di
and a jobless
37
rate among
giovani
young people
su 100,
of
hanno provocato un
37%.
aumento del
They've
debito
also
pubblico,
caused the
il
public debt to go
fermo
up,
e la crisi di moltissimi
caused
settori, a cominciare
stagnation
dal
and
settore
crisis
delle
in many
costruzioni
sectors,
al settore delle auto, che è tornato addirittura
construction
indietro
and the car
alle
industry,
vendite di
whose sales have
33
fallen
anni
to
fa.
the levels
Per
of
quello
33 years ago.
che offriamo noi agli
What are we
italiani,
offering Italians?
noi siamo dei liberali,
We are
noi
liberals.
consideriamo di base
We
che
think
non deve essere
that
il cittadino al
the
servizio dello
citizen
Stato,
should
ma
not
che
be
lo
a servant
Stato
of the
debba
state,
essere al servizio del
but
cittadino,
that the state
e
should be the
quindi
servant of
dobbiamo
the citizen.
intervenire in favore del
So
cittadino,
we must intervene on
soprattutto
behalf of the
abbassando le
citizen,
tasse. Primo,
above
abroghiamo
all by reducing
l'imposta sulla
taxes.
casa
First and
che
foremost,
è stata messa da
we
questo
want
governo
to
e che
abolish
porta
council
l'Italia
tax,
al secondo posto per la
which was
tassazione
created
delle
by this
case in
government
Europa.
and which gives Italy the second highest tax on homes in Europe.
But why didn't you use all your years in government to reduce taxes?
Vantaggi rispetto a tutti gli
Because
altri.
Italy has two disadvantages
Noi
compared to
abbiamo
other
gli
states.
elettori che danno un voto molto frazionato.
The vote in
Abbiamo
Italy is
raggiunto
extremely
quel
fragmented.
sistema bipolare per cui c'è una destra e c'è una sinistra,
We don't
sono
yet have a
democratici,
bipolar
sono i
system
repubblicani. Il
where
voto
there's one left
degli
and
italiani
one
è stato
right,
dato a
the
tanti
Democrats and
piccoli
the
partiti.
Republicans.
Per essere
Italians
governo bisogna essere
vote for a myriad of
una
small parties.
coalizione
To govern,
in cui c'è
you
un
need the
grande
support
partito, il
of a
Partito
coalition
Democratico a sinistra,
where there is
il
one
mio
big
partito,
party, the
il Popolo
Democrat
della
Party on the
Libertà,
left,
nel centrodestra,
and
che però
the People's
devono fare
Party,
conti
that's
con
mine on the
questi
right.
piccoli partiti che
But
non
it has to
guardano
include
mai
these small
all'interesse
parties.
del paese, guardano
Who don't always
soltanto al
look
loro
towards the
particolare
interests of the
interesse,
country. Their only concern is their own interest,
dei loro piccoli leader.
which boils down in the end to the interest of their petty leaders.
Lega Nord, noi
The Northern League is an example.
non le abbiamo potute fare perché abbiamo
Yes, there are certain things we haven't been able to do because of the Northern League's veto.
bisogna trovare il compromesso con i piccoli alleati.
When you propose a law, you have to find a compromise with the smaller allies, then you send it to Parliament,
Dopo 450
where it comes out 450 to 600 days later, completely changed.
non soltanto, ma
And
quando
if that's not
non
enough,
piace all'opposizione in tutto o in parte,
if the opposition objects to one part or even all of it,
quell'anomalia tutta
the
italiana
proposal can be challenged by the totally Italian anomaly of politicized
sinistra,
left-wing magistrates.
lo porta di fronte,
These magistrates take hold of the proposed law,
che non è un istituto di
put it before the Constitutional
ma
Court,
che vede 11
which
membri
isn't
di
balanced either. There are 11 left-wing members and only 4 from the centre-right, which inevitably overturns what has been voted on by Parliament.
Oggi in Italia
Judges work on concrete facts, don't they, without taking a political stance?
No,
gli avversari politici
judges attack their political adversaries without necessarily having the facts.
mandato a casa dal governo nel 94, quindi
I was removed from the government in 1994,
agli
a
elettori
travesty for democracy
con un
and
avviso
for those who elected me,
garanzia della Procura di Milano
with a warrant from the Milan prosecutor who accused me of corruption.
corruzione, sono stato assolto
A few years later, I was cleared completely of this accusation and was found not guilty. Now the Milan prosecutor is trying to do the same thing.
Even so, it is shocking to think that we could have a future Prime Minister and former Prime Minister tussling with the judiciary like that.
The real issue is not the Prime Minister tussling with the judiciary, but the judiciary intervening in politics and the citizens' democratic choices by using its power in a political struggle.
So it's all just lies.
I've always been acquitted. I've had 103 accusations. All have been thrown out or lapsed. That is, the magistrates have not been able to prove their accusations over the years and they've been shelved.
Accusatorie o raccolto delle archiviazioni. Morale, lo posso dire perché so che è una cifra che
the result is a figure that will be hard to believe for European citizens who watch television. In 19 years, I have had to spend 450 million euros on consultants and lawyers. It's unbelievable unless you're aware that magistrates are influenced by politics. I'll prove it to you. There's a party that was formed only by left-wing magistrates, expressing their leftist views very clearly, that until a few days ago handled the most sensitive investigations in Italy, like the inquiry into links between the state and the mafia.
But a magistrate who resigns and gets involved in politics is a citizen like any other.
Yes, but he continues to think like a magistrate.
Well, let's say that conflict of interest doesn't only concern magistrates, but also businessmen.
We made a law to deal with conflict of interest, which is still in force. I say this to those who believe that Silvio Berlusconi has used his television channels for politics. No, my channels do not do politics. There's not even a single program in my television history that has attacked the left.
Speaking about conflict of interests doesn't only mean talking about media coverage, but also the past and the here and now of a candidate, whether he's a magistrate or a businessman. And he must be accountable, not only as a magistrate, but also Prime Minister.
I've been under the microscope for 19 years. Magistrates have compiled more than 2 million pages of files on me, and my business activities have been totally cleared. I'm probably Italy's #1 taxpayer. Since I went into politics,
contribuente italiano, da quando sono in campo ho versato 9 miliardi di euro.
I've paid 9 billion euros in tax to the state.
E quindi fino adesso
they've always attacked me.
Sempre di attaccarmi,
but in the end,
ho sempre vinto io.
I've always won.
In 1994, when you stood for the first time, you announced liberal reforms based on the policies of Reagan and Thatcher. But the results of those reforms aren't very visible today.
No, perché non è stata possibile fare.
That's because it wasn't possible to introduce a real liberal revolution as I wanted.
What was missing?
We were missing the instrument that would have allowed us to bring it about. The Italian government does not have the instruments to govern that other Western democracies have. Unless we change the constitution, Italy will remain ungovernable. We have a few problems, but Italy is rich. We live well. We're the second most solid economy in Europe.
With youth unemployment at 37.5%, a rich country with so many unemployed certainly has a problem. It's not so rich.
Yes, but because the so-called technocrat government has not made good reforms, and they've made hiring more difficult.
But the figures are not just the work of a temporary technocrat government.
As far as I'm concerned, my government created 1.5 million jobs. In my opinion, you can't touch that. I gave 1.5 million people in Italy a job.
But the statistics are still negative.
Scusi, con me la disoccupazione era scesa al 7%.
Listen, with me, unemployment fell to 7%. With the technocrat government, it rose to 11.1%.
It's the European average. We moved towards the European average, 10.6, 10.7%.
We are above the European average. We have more unemployed here than in the rest of Europe. I've included in our manifesto a measure to help businesses that could take on young people without paying tax.
L'impresa pagherà al nuovo collaboratore assunto sarà esattamente quello che il nuovo collaboratore assunto
That is
le proprie tasche.
what the employee gets from the employer is 100% of what they earn,
rispetto al costo dell'impresa.
and not 50% as it is today because of the fiscal surcharge.
In più, rispetto alle assunzioni in nero che purtroppo nell'economia italiana esistono ancora.
As for jobs on the black market, and they still make up a big chunk of the Italian economy, our system could help to limit that, because companies could deduct the costs for these new staff and so pay less tax.
How are you going to overcome the black economy? It is a national priority, a real emergency. What do you propose?
The underground economy is an old story that you can defeat in one way, by decreasing fiscal pressure. That's our target. We didn't put up taxes in almost 10 years of government.
Nor did you lower them.
That's because of the Italian situation, as I said, that didn't allow us to introduce labour reforms and tax reforms that would go some way towards bringing the underground economy into the open.
Do you have any regrets about your time as Prime Minister? Could you have done anything more, anything differently?
No, I believe not. That would have been almost impossible. I don't think I made any mistakes.
None?
Just one. I wasn't able to convince Italians to give me an absolute majority.
And nothing else?
Not at all. I did a great job, better than all those before me, and despite all the difficulties. I did some admirable things.
Who is Silvio Berlusconi's principal political enemy these days? Who do you see as your true opponent?
I don't know of any enemies. I just have competitors, or as you say, opponents. And it's definitely the leader of the Democratic Party, Pierluigi Bersani.
What about Mario Monti? I'm sorry, but you both look like an old married couple who love each other, hate each other, and sometimes support each other. In the past, you supported Mr. Monti as European Commissioner. You have an up-and-down relationship.
No, there are no ups and downs. I knew Monti as a professor, respected by everyone. I put him forward. I nominated him with my government for European Commissioner. Then I supported his second mandate for another 4 years during D'Alema's government. And finally, when I was obliged to resign by this conspiracy, I thought about the President's proposal that Monti could set up a technical government and do well. Then the disappointment was complete.
Monti gets the Vatican's endorsement, which seems essential in Italy.
No,
Why
that's
is
not
that?
true. It's not true.
But there were clear declarations in that direction. How can you win back the Catholic vote?
No, that's absolutely not true. There was only an article in